There's something deeply comforting about stepping into a home that feels like it's wrapped in history, warmth, and soul. Today, we're diving into the heart of affordable farmhouse home design, where cottage charm meets rustic village style, all without stretching your budget. In this video, I'll guide you through timeless design ideas that celebrate authenticity, simplicity, and the gentle beauty of lived-in spaces. Whether you're building from scratch or breathing new life into an existing home, this style invites you to create a haven that feels both nostalgic and refreshingly modern. At the core of farmhouse and village style is the celebration of natural materials: wood with knots, stone with texture, walls with gentle imperfections. These are not flaws, they are the language of warmth and history. Consider reclaimed timber for flooring or ceiling beams, or locally sourced stone for accent walls. These materials tell stories of craftsmanship and nature's rhythm. When done right, these touches don't have to cost a fortune, they simply require a shift toward materials that are honest and grounded. Affordable doesn't mean sacrificing style. Choosing the right color palette is one of the most cost-effective ways to completely transform a space. In a rustic cottage farmhouse, think creamy whites, muted sage greens, sun-washed terracotta, soft gray blues, and gentle browns. These colors reflect the countryside and help your home feel tranquil, grounded, and cohesive. When painting walls or upcycling old furniture, these tones create the soft visual poetry this style is known for. Instead of buying everything new, farmhouse homes thrive on eclectic, collected pieces. A vintage wooden table found in a thrift store, a hand-me-down armchair reupholstered in linen, or a flea market bench repainted in soft chalk tones, these become the soulful anchors of a room. It's not about perfection. It's about personality. Embrace mismatched finishes, mixed textures, and seek out pieces that feel like they've been part of your home's story for years, even if they just arrived last weekend. Rustic charm truly comes alive in the evening glow of a well-lit room. When designing an affordable farmhouse home, opt for soft, warm lighting that creates a gentle ambience. Think exposed bulb pendants with black iron details, woven rattan lampshades, or simple sconces with aged brass. Even DIY lighting projects can have a beautiful impact here. The goal isn't high-tech or extravagant, it's intimate, cozy, and thoughtfully placed. The charm of this design style lies in the details. A chunky knit throw draped over a chair, hand-woven baskets by the door, cotton curtains billowing slightly in the breeze, all these create a layered, welcoming aesthetic. You don't need to spend much, sometimes it's about rearranging, repurposing, or making by hand. In farmhouse design, your home doesn't need to impress, it needs to embrace. when it comes to architectural features, affordable farmhouse design leans into simplicity with substance. You don't need intricate moldings or grand staircases. Instead, consider shiplap walls, exposed beams, or arched doorways that subtly echo old-world charm. Even a simple built-in shelf made of reclaimed wood can bring a farmhouse character to life. Think about forms that feel functional yet beautiful, clean lines balanced with earthy textures. These small structural elements offer personality without requiring a major renovation budget. In true village and cottage fashion, the outdoors becomes part of the interior design. Position seating or dining areas near large windows that invite in natural light and frame the views of your garden, backyard, or even a simple tree outside. If replacing windows isn't feasible, dressing them in light cotton or linen drapes will still create that breezy countryside effect. Nature is the ultimate artwork in farmhouse design, and it's free. Let your home celebrate it. No farmhouse home feels complete without a soulful kitchen, a place for gathering, sharing, and creating. You don't need a designer kitchen to achieve this feeling. Start with open shelving for displaying pottery or stacked dishes, add a small island made of reclaimed wood, and focus on a few tactile materials like stone, copper, or butcher block. Mix in vintage hardware or even mismatched knobs for an authentic, lived-in feel. The kitchen becomes a place where stories are shared just as often as meals. To echo the peaceful pace of village life, try bringing the outdoors inside. Incorporate herbs in terracotta pots on windowsills, display bundles of dried lavender or eucalyptus in ceramic vases, and decorate with small branches or seasonal flowers picked from your own garden. These connections to nature don't require fancy decor, just a touch of creativity and a walk outside. They add soul and scent to your space while reinforcing that earthy, grounded farmhouse character. In budget-friendly farmhouse homes, storage becomes an opportunity for charm. Woven baskets, wooden crates, open shelves, and antique armoires provide practical solutions while enhancing the overall look. Consider open hooks for hanging linens, ladders for storing blankets, or old dressers repurposed for bathroom storage. This style avoids plastic bins and hidden cabinets. Instead, it welcomes your belongings as part of the home's personality. Every object can become part of the story. its heart, affordable farmhouse design isn't about mimicking a trend, it's about creating a home that reflects care, intention, and warmth. The blend of cottage charm and rustic village style invites you to be unapologetically human, a space that's lived in, loved, and layered with meaning. Whether you're working with what you have or slowly building your dream, remember that beauty often lies in the imperfect, the handmade, and the thoughtfully chosen. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of budget-friendly farmhouse design. I hope these ideas inspire you to look at your home through a fresh lens, one that honors the past, embraces the present, and welcomes every guest with a gentle warmth. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's dreaming of their own cozy, rustic retreat. Until next time, design from the heart and build a home that tells your story.